Hey, my name is Palak and this is my third task of web development internship project at Oasis InfoByte. So this is a to-do list web app and the goal of this project was to create a clean, functional and interactive application where user can easily manage their daily tasks. And in this video I will going to explain each part of this to-do list app and how it works. Also, I will show you a live demo of all the features. So let me open my code editor here and start with the basic structure of the web app. Here you can see I have opened my internship project folder and this is my task 3, which is a to-do list web app, and here you can see the files. So let's go to the index.html. And as you can see, here is the documentation of HTML, and then there is the head section. It includes meta description and a title, and I also link my external CSS file here, and then the body section here. In the body I have created three main section, which is header and the input box and the columns. So in my header, this is basically a heading of my web app, and this input box is containing an input field with a add task button that added new task to our list, and then this column contains whole three separate tasks listed. First is to-do list, second is pending task, and the third one is completed task. And below that there is a footer, and I have linked my external JS file. So this is a quick introduction to our index.html page, and as this is a to-do web app, so there is nothing much in the index.html. Let's move to the CSS. First I set a global style for the body. I have given it a font family and remove the default margin and padding, and I applied a soft background color here and set the default text color to a dark shade for good contrast. And after that, this is the header styling with a dark background color, large font size and center text. I also added a subtle shadow to give it a depth. And then the input box, I gave the display flex to the input box so the input field and the button align horizontally and centered. It has a dark background, rounded corners with a border radius of 50 pixel and also a soft shadow for floating effect. And below the input box, here is the styling for input. The input have no border or outlines, and it has 12 pixels of padding and take up all remaining space using flex 1, having 16 pixel of font size and 30 pixel of border radius. And here I used transparent background and light color text. This is input box placeholder, that is a light shade of gray, as you can see here. Enter your task, and then comes to the input box button. This button is styled with a light background, rounded corners, and have a hover effect that inverts the color, making it dark and light text. As you can see, when I am hovering over the button, its color change light to dark. So After the button, let's come to the columns layout. And the column container uses CSS grid with the grid template columns, one fraction and one fraction. It means they are splitting the layout into two equal columns with gap of 20 pixel. Okay, and then they have 20 pixels of padding and max width is 1000 pixel. And then each column is styled with a light background and padding, 10 pixel of border radius, and text align is left, and minimum height of 200 pixels, and a box shadow for a card-like feel. And this is the heading of the columns. Each column has a dark background and white text, and after that this is the styling for our list, which are our task items, and this item has no default bullets of padding to, and I have given it a brown background and 6 pixel of margin, and then 10 pixel of padding, 6 pixel of border radius, and given it a display flex and justifying its content with space between, align its item to center, and 15 pixel of font size. And these are the buttons which will be visible when we add any task here. I will explain it later. And I gave those button a border none and a dark background with light color text. Also given them padding and border radius, and make their cursor pointer, and so on. This is for the completed task. When a task is marked complete, they will add it to completed task, and I gave them text decoration line throw. And then here is the footer is kept simple, centered, and separated from the content with some margin. Now let's move to the main part, which is JavaScript. Here you can see the add task function, and in this function I have selected my task input by get element by id, and then trim the value of the task input. And what this function will basically do, it will take the input and trim it to remove extra spaces, and check the value if it's empty or not. If it is empty, then it will shows an alert, and if it valid, then it will create a new list element and adds the task inside these attached 3 buttons, whether it's pending or completed or delete. And then it appends this new task into to-do list and clears the input box. So after that there is delete task function. This will simply remove the task list from the DOM, so the task instantly disappears. And then we have mark pending function. This function remove the complete class and move to that task into the pending list. And then finally we have mark completed function. This function basically style the task with a strike through effect and move it to the completed list. And that was the whole logic for our to-do list web app. Now let's give it a try. So here you can see my heading, that is our input box, and that is the add task button. Here is our to-do list, and this is for our pending task list, and this is for our completed list, and here is a simple footer. So let's add any task here, like and let me add it, and you can see this task is added to the to-do list, and here you can see the pending button, complete button, and a delete button. I can also add more tasks here. And now if I click the pending button, it will move the task to the pending task list, and if I click the complete button, then it will move the task to complete task list. And here you can see the line throw strike. And now I also can delete my task from here also, and from here also. And that's all for this project. I have also uploaded this code on my GitHub repository, and if you want, you can find it from the link below. Thank you.